This video is powered by LearnToPlay.live, the only hardware synth performance course. Register now and enjoy 40% off. Hey, what's up? I'm Appraoch Kitchen and thank you for checking out yet another video. Now, if this is your first time here, don't hesitate to click subscribe and hit that notification bell. Whenever I upload a new video, you'll be kept in the loop and you'll not miss out on anything. Be sure to stick around till the end of this video. I will tell you all about LearnToPlay.live, the only hardware synth performance course. Now, why I like Progressive House a lot is because I get to make my mama proud, because she shipped me off to music school when I was very young, and I think that this is the only sort of direction niche within electronic music where you can use a lot of musicality. Now, you need, in my honest opinion, an arpeggio. You need a bass line. Arpeggio or is something of a chord that plays notes one after each other. You can hear me tweak it here. Now, on deck, I have got a MIDI clock that's bottom left. You can see it with currently 3 red knobs on it. So it's got 4 ports and it sends out MIDI. One port goes to the 303, one goes to the 1010 black box next to it, and one port goes to the ARK008 next to that, which is that small calculator. And on that small calculator, I've got MIDI channels. So this arpeggio that you're hearing right now is coming from the 008. And on the far right, you see this Minilab keyboard. Obviously, I can just play stuff, but also mute and engage stuff with these 8 buttons that you see on the top. I can engage the channels on the RK008. So if I want to play a bass line, that's happening right here. You see me engaged track number 1. Now, I've got several tracks, several MIDI tracks, programmed to play the same synthesizer, but not on all tracks have I engaged note information. So if I mute it, I can now go to a different channel and play a bass line or record it there. Currently, I've got it set that I can play high notes, low notes off that module that's on the modular. And that's the Echo Cinematic, which is an 8-voice polyphonic synthesizer. On the 1010 black box, I'm engaging samples coming off that MIDI fighter. That's the controller with the 4 red knobs on it. I'm engaging a top loop now. So while the kick drum, the closed and the open hats, and maybe an extra voice and a snare drum are coming from the modular, these 80s or breaks or rare groove type of top loops, I have sampled them into the black box so I can alter them there, level them, and engage my drums. So kick drum comes in. This is the battering ram. And I'm also tweaking the kick drum to what is needed when I do a performance, which is fairly cool. The battering ram is a very flexible kick drum module that lets me set the tone of the room where I'm playing. Extra top loop. And the top loops are, one is percussive and one is more straightforward. So I've got top loop 1 and top loop 2. For one given track, I'm only using 2 top loops. Now, if you look at that small machine where I've got the 2 red knobs sitting, going up, you see bottom left, 1 red button, atop another red button. Above that, usually that's where my straight arpeggios are that don't play any melodic transitions. And next to it, the row next to it, the vertical row, are all musical bits that I can add. So there's another arpeggio that's playing right now. You hear one playing off the J6 that plays. That's the one coming off the J6. Listen carefully. And another one that I've already recorded is playing off the black box. That plays. And here's a vocal bit that I've programmed ahead of time, also coming from the black box. And do you hear everything works together? That's the bass line, sits on top of the kick, the top loops in between, and the closed and open head that are playing. This is the Oxy Meta, which is a DJ type module. I can use these Pioneer style white noise or delay type of effects, which brings the DJing to the live performance. I think that it works. If you're performing with a lot of DJs, this is what people understand. Now that I've built up the track and that everything seems to be going in the right direction, I think it's time to actually introduce a bit more melodics. Now I've got a sample that's very stereo to add more impact. And of course, I don't think it's complete if there's no bass line. The bass line is not aligning right now, so I need to reset my RK008 on the multi-clock. So I'm turning it off right now here and turning it back on here. So now I know that it starts on the absolute same beat as everything else. This is something you need to just like be very confident about. So let's add a bass line. If you want to know how to actually do all the layering, make your sounds stereo, how to choose the bass line, what frequencies to use, how to align that stuff, how to set up a setup pretty much like this or even smaller. Don't think that you need this extensive stuff. You can do it with one drum computer and one synthesizer even. Check out learntoplay.live. We start end of September with a 32-week course. If you paid attention, you hear me structure my track in two separate segments. There's the segment that goes on the straight root note and stays there, so I can add stuff over the top, which gives a bit of that hypnotic feeling. It's very danceable, it makes it very dance music. It's where a lot of people complain, yeah, dance music, it doesn't go up and down. And there's a segment where I can actually play some stuff, which is what's happening right here. I choose 2, 3, or 4 chord progressions, depending on where I would like to go and how much of an emotion I would like to invoke upon the dance floor. The more music there is, the more people are going to start listening to it, and I need you to dance. But I do think that the combination of otherworldly stuff like that gated voice, wide stereo pads, a bass line that's deep enough to carry you but not too deep that it's muddy, and well-structured layers so that everything will still be there. That's the key. And again, if you want to find out how to do it, enroll today at learntoplay.live. Another benefit that I think progressive house music has is that stuff gets to just be a little bit longer. You're not in a hurry. You can actually program and structure your track to really flow, and in a sense it really caters well to a Dollars live set, because now you get to really take the crowd on a journey. That's what I really love about this sound. Now I'm taking out stuff because it's time to transition into another track. Now this is a very important thing, so pay attention. Transitioning most of the time is a problem. I hear a lot of people ask me, Lucien, how do you transition? What are the choices that you're making? Well, for one, pace yourself. I'm going to really take it slow. The DFM is playing all the time. So what I'm doing is I'm using the filter, the Acid Box 3, on one output of the 1010 black box. So what I'm doing now, this is the hamster wheel moment. I need to now take care of a bass line that's still playing, a gated vocal that's still playing, and I need to switch to a different vibe altogether. But if I take out the top loops, it means you're going to feel it. So, but the DFM's character is that it's both drummy as it is melodic. So you can hear that if I'm engaging it, it becomes techno instantly. It becomes very mysterious. So now my top loops are off, and I get to switch to a different bank on the 1010 black box, which is what I'm doing right now. So you're only hearing the modular and the DFM at the moment in terms of drums. So I'm now contemplating, what am I doing? So a bit indecisive, because I thought like, okay, what am I doing? But if I'm not sure, I just stay within the hamster wheel. I've got an open hat coming off the Perkins voice here. And I'm playing around with the length of it. That's a Mar mixer, also by Nano Instruments. And that's a really cool mixer. So I've opened up the DFM that's coming from there. And now I'm slowly going to start adding in top loops on that new bank so that I can transition into the new track. I'm switching to the next pattern on my RK008 so that the new MIDIs will align with the samples that I've got playing off the 1010 black box. Again, you want to know how to do all that stuff? You know where to find me. learntoplay.live. Now with the DFM, it's clarity, it's length, it's filter, it's white noise. I'm doing so many different things at the same time. But It's merely there to keep you dancing on the kick drum, and if you structure your sounds well, it will work. Now, time to add in some more stuff here. So as I said, my top loops are twofold. The bottom one, top loop 1, is always going to be a percussive one. It's a bit on the soft side, so I might adjust the volume a little bit in a second. On the Tens and Black box. But I think I'm just going to add in the top. Playing around with the snare drum. So I'm introducing a snare drum that's coming off a module out of the modular, which is cool. An 808 snare has got a lot of characteristic. If it's short, it can act as a tom. If you lower the volume, it can ride on top of your bass drum and give a little bit of that, you know, cool vibes. If you don't have a 1010 black box or something that can act as a breakbeat, the snare of an 808, if you don't play it on the 2s and the 4s, can actually act as a bit of a percussive element. So I've just added in the second top loop, and you can hear that everything fits like a jigsaw puzzle. Meanwhile, there's a screamy sample coming off the black box saying, wah, 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 wah. I'm loving that. Because now I'm slowly building up the track. So this transition went pretty seamlessly, don't you think? And with the state that the world is in today, don't hurt to play a bit of an Eastern kind of vocal into it, mix up the different styles, and yeah, I'm loving that. So my thing now is to hypnotize you to go deeper into the vibe. Meanwhile, do you hear the DFAM is doing its duty, propelling the beat forward? And now I'm adding in more musicality, which means that it's not going to align with the DFAM, so I need to just shorten the DFAM's note. Shorter notes means less musical information, but the percussive nature will still be there. So now instead of the it starts to really be short. Kick drum out, which means I'm going to dramatically add in a second piece of music in a second. And in my case, that will always be a bass line. Now open it up and close it and make it look like I know what I'm doing, but I'm actually checking whether it is the correct bass line. Yes, it is. So now I know that I'm there. Set up my sounds, play around with the filters and open it up. And because I've got this arpeggio in the background, and that hypnotic vocal and the scream going, I think I've got enough ingredients to hypnotize you. I have deliberately chosen a Giorgio Moroder I Feel Love type style bass line, which consists of 16th notes, and they will align with my hats, they will align with the closed hat, and it will, yeah, invoke more hypnotism. Now I'm going to use that DJ effect again by the Oxymeta, a bit of white noise. Let's do it. There you go. Track launched successfully. So now the routine starts all over again. Same bass line on the same root note. Keep it there. Build up different elements. Play some stuff over the top with the Echo Cinematic. Nice module by Nobula. Loving the fact that it's really spacious. Sounds like I'm playing something that resembles modern talking. You're my heart, you're my soul, if you know it. It's time for a musical change again. Let's play more chords in and do it like so. You're my heart, you're my soul. All the feeling that I used to know. Oh boy. I'm cracking myself up here. Sometimes I play something and I think like, yeah, this is the best ever. And then you listen back, you go like, wait, what? Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize in advance. All right, let's drop the beat down. Let's go. 2, 3, go. And the power is in the contrast here, to be honest, because where that Giorgio Moroder bass line really keeps you locked, stamping on the floor with your fists bumping air. This is more of a melodic thing where I really would like to go take you up to that euphoric kind of vibe. Again with the modern talking keys. But that gives a bit of a Balearic feeling, you know. I can see myself in a summery setting or on a beach vibe or someplace outdoors, you know. It gives me that feeling of happiness. One strong thing with this type of music and this way of performing is that you have time to really contemplate your next move. Take it slow, build it up, and reel more people in. It's a very cool way of creating a vibe, whereas you DJ, things go too fast in my honest opinion. Leave a comment in the section below if you like what you're seeing and you want to learn how to do that stuff. Check out learntoplay.live. Don't be overwhelmed by all the equipment you see I have on the desk. It's merely there to give you different ideas of workflows and the way stuff can be done. As a matter of fact, you can do this with a one drum computer and one synthesizer if you would want to. Just create really great patterns and build it up from there. On to the next and the last track for today's video. Slowly building it up. If you made it this far into the video, you, sir or ma'am, are an absolute superstar. Thank you for checking this out. Well, if you want to learn how to do this stuff, that's actually possible. Check out learntoplay.live. It's a brand new course completely dedicated to performing live, and preferably without a laptop computer. So you really have to make do with the stuff that's there. So what you see me doing now is something that I can actually teach you. It looks a bit daunting maybe, but really is not. So if you're really interested, enroll today and enjoy 40% off on learntoplay.live. Thanks for watching. I'll be back with another video next week. I'm Appraoch, and I'm out.